Shio, Dawato Tony Enos, Widjadolike. Greetings. My name is Tony Enos. Many blessings from the Ichota Cherokee tribe. It's an honor and a blessing to be here with you today, not only as the American Indian Community House Healthy Elders Network content advisor, but also as a two-spirit HIV positive singer, songwriter, producer, composer, and musician. Really blessed to have just released my new album, Positive, on July 1st. So if you'd like to check that out, it's available on iTunes, Spotify, all your favorite digital download sites. And it's really an honor and a pleasure to be here with you today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Tony. Hi, my name is Jolie Cloutier. I am from the Onondaga Nation and I am an AICH community member. I am also a Native actress, and you can catch me in some of our past Native Theater Thursday readings, such as Carlisle by Merton Runningwolf and Quantum by Tara Moses.
Happy summer, and thank you for joining the American Indian Community House weekly Facebook updates. This past Thursday saw the landmark victory for tribal sovereignty. The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled in favor of the Muskogee Creek Nation that eastern Oklahoma, half of the state, which includes the city of Tulsa, is to remain Indian territory as an American Indian reservation. Eastern Oklahoma is the land Congress promised to the Creek Nation. In a 5-4 decision, the Supreme Court said, "We hold the government to its word." Without a doubt, this is the most significant victory in tribal land and treaty rights in decades. I'll elaborate more about the game-changing news, but first, the American Indian Community House is grateful for your support of community members and allies like you. Due to your support, we are getting a strong presence on our YouTube channel. If you have not already subscribed to the AICH YouTube channel, it would be much appreciated if you did. Your active support helps ensure our visibility continues and decreases systematic attempts of erasure in society today. Thursday was a joyous day. A decade-long battle with the U.S. government saw the landmark victory for 5 tribes. For the 5 tribes, the Muskogee Creek Nation, the 5 tribes consist of Cherokee, Choctaw, Chickasaw, Seminole, and Muskogee Creek, who were all forcibly removed from their southeastern homelands and territories in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, and parts of northern Florida. The removal was based on President Andrew Jackson's Indian Removal Act of 1830. The removal saw the deaths of thousands of Indians who perished during the forced Trail of Tears to Indian Territory, modern-day Oklahoma. The 5 tribes had land and boundaries in Oklahoma based on treaties in and made their new nation states. Over the course of time, Oklahoma received statehood in 1907. Oklahoma is home to 39 federally recognized tribes, and 28 Indian languages are still spoken there today. Over time, Congress diminished the Muskogee reservation and jurisdiction while restricting the tribe's authority and diminishing the reservation's legality. Chief Justice Roberts of the Supreme Court said, "The federal government promised the Creek a reservation in perpetuity." One key justice of the case said, "Under our Constitution, states have no authority to reduce federal reservations lying within their borders. Once the concerns of the COVID-19 pandemic are over, I would love to be at the powwow celebration for the Muskogee Creek Nation."
In the same week of the landmark Supreme Court ruling in favor of the Muskogee Creek Nation members of the Kumeyaay Nation and Mission Band of Indians united in the hundreds outside the Hall of Justice in San Diego County last Sunday, protesting and demonstrating against the border wall construction that would potentially destroy and desecrate ancestral Kumeyaay lands. The Kumeyaay people are native to San Diego County, Baja California, and Baja, Mexico. A portion of the border wall is planned to intersect 75 miles of land that is east of San Diego. Explosives were being used to start the construction process of the wall. Because of the united front of protesters, the construction has been temporarily postponed. One protester, Bobby Wallace, Barona Band of Mission Indians, said, "Digging up the ground like that, it's disrespectful. It's about sanctity of our graveyards. No one would want someone to go through their graveyards and start blasting. No other people. Why is it okay for them to blast ours, our ancestors?" During a recent investigation, evidence of bones, flakes, and ancestral Kumeyaay occupation were discovered. Our AICH staff member, Tatiana Benali, Dine, hosts the American Indian Community House's Social Justice Series, a bi-monthly event on Tuesdays. Tatiana focuses on the range of issues across Indian country. Every series features a special guest and is streamed live on Facebook. Tatiana will keep us updated on the latest happenings with this matter involving the Kumeyaay people and the construction of the border wall. The past week has been an eventful and win for Native peoples. This past Monday, a federal judge ordered the Dakota Access Pipeline to be shut down, along with the removal of oil within 30 days. A monumental win for the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe and the Cheyenne River Sioux Tribe. The federal judge order also stipulated an immediate stop and hold to another ruling of a Montana oil and gas pipeline. From the initial phases of the pipeline, the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe opposed the pipeline. With the support of natives across Turtle Island, allies, politicians, and media attention, the dismantling of the pipeline is a huge win, not just for the tribes in South Dakota and Montana, but across all of Turtle Island and for Mother Earth. Had it not been for the solidarity and relentless call to action to support our Native brothers and sisters, there may have been a different outcome. The cease of the pipeline proves unifying together causes action and change. Who knew in 1 week so many amazing changes would sweep across Indian country? We spoke about the dismantling of the Dakota Access Pipeline, the Supreme Court ruling in favor of the Muskogee Creek Nation, and the last big news of the week is the Washington Redskins announcing their removal of the offensive mascot and the derogatory team name. Corporate sponsors of the NFL team, such as FedEx, PepsiCo, and Nike, placed heat on the team, and other team sponsors, such as Walmart and Target, have stopped the sale of all Redskins merchandise and apparel. According to ESPN, it could take upwards to 2 years to officially change an NFL team's name. However, because of its offensiveness to us Native peoples, the team has decided to expedite the process and make the name change and mascot change as soon as possible. The Washington team is not the only football team to receive corporate backlash. The Edmonton Eskimos, the Canadian CFL team's major sponsor, Bell Air Direct, intends to cut ties with the team if they do not also change their name. Team management announced they would have an update to the progress they are doing to switch the name to something that would not be offensive to Inuit peoples and First Nations peoples.
Last month, we celebrated Pride. The American Indian Community House celebrates Pride every day of the year. AICH has over 50 years of serving LGBTQ2S peoples and advocating for Indigenous queer rights. We continue our legacy of supporting people living with HIV and AIDS. The American Indian Community House serves the needs of our elders who are living with HIV. Our Healthy Elders Network program, also known as HEN, is a network for elders living with HIV, encouraging them to age positively. AICH's Healthy Elders Network improves access to care for Native American elders living with HIV. Nearly half of Americans living with HIV are 50 years of age or older. Their daily struggle, from increased health risks associated with aging to dealing with the stigma, has often been overlooked. As part of our support for people living and aging with HIV as they face health challenges, we are proud to help them get resources and care they need and deserve to age positively. The COVID-19 pandemic has been a serious concern for this population and all those with compromised immunity. The American Indian Community House has been providing ongoing care and resources for people and elders living with HIV. For more information about our Healthy Elders Network, please visit aichen.org.
We Indigenous people have experienced erasure for centuries. To ensure we are still counted for, please take the 2020 census. Natalie Landreth, Senior Staff Attorney at the Native Americans Rights Fund, states, "I want to tell every American Indian and Alaska Native to be counted as an act of rebellion because this census is designed not to count you." Natalie's practice encompasses a variety of federal Indian law and election law issues, including Voting Rights Act, constitutional voter protections, tribal jurisdiction, the Indian Child Welfare Act, hunting and fishing, and cultural resource protection. Natalie is at the forefront for representing tribal matters and getting her clients' voices heard. For Natalie, the 2020 census is imperative so Natives as a people are properly represented and acknowledged within tribal rights. By undercounting Native communities, the individuals residing in them will not get access to as much federal funding for programs as others with higher numbers would. They will have less political representation within their home state, and there would need to be budget and program cuts in much needed areas. To fill out the census, please visit AICH's website. Our 2020 census link will direct you to the form. It is quick and easy to do.
2 weeks ago, AICH announced our Community House Garden project on Governor's Island in partnership with Earth Matters Soil State Farm. Since the announcement, we have received several comments on when Governor's Island will reopen to the public. I am thrilled to say that Governor's Island will reopen to the public this Wednesday, July 15th. Ferry service from downtown Manhattan and Brooklyn will resume with their daily services to the island. This year, all ferry tickets need to be booked in advance online at governorsisland.com. That's GOVISLAND.com. The round trip tickets cost $3 and is free for elders over 65 and free for children under 12. The ferry and island are practicing CDC guidelines to ensure everyone's safety. If you are in need of some serenity, please visit the island and our curated community house gardens. The American Indian Community House curated the garden Skinnin for the Agricultural Heritage Project on Governor's Island. The Garden of Skinnin plaque reads, as Indigenous people, our first mother is often referred to as our sacred Mother Earth. We hold closely the teachings she gives us. Through cultivating the earth, we are deepening our relational understanding to her. Although specific, original teachings vary from nation to nation, our affinity and respect for the natural world around us runs deep. By turning to acknowledging the technologies that naturally occur around us, we pull away from the capitalistic mentality of independence and return to the anti-capitalistic ways of interdependence. As a hub for natives living in the city since the 60s, we chose crops hailing from the different territories in order to represent our broad community. We extend immense gratitude to several individuals. Gratitude for Mary and Dave Arquette and Kantoanta Sargent from the Akwesasne Freedom School for sharing with us seeds and teaching. And my apologies for any mispronunciation. Blame it on my head, not my heart. Neakwen and Yosparga, deep thanks to Amara, Dilex Andes, offering support in form of seed sharing and keeping. We send many prayers of thanks to the original stewards of this land, the Lenni Lenape, Canarsie, Ramapo, Haudenosaunee, Shinnecock, and other nations of the East Coast who frequented these lands, these sacred lands we now call New York City. We acknowledge these lands were home to a conglomerate of nearby tribes as they came here to trade and share knowledge and technologies. We honor and uplift the fact that this still remains a living culture and life way for many intertribal nations. Lastly, we lift our hands in gratitude and immense love for the ancestors before us and the generations to come. We do this for you. The past several months have been challenging for our community in New York City. We offer our garden as a means to reconnect and heal. With the concerns of COVID-19 and the ongoing social injustices, what better way to receive nourishment from Mother Earth, going back and reconnecting with our roots.
And just like gardening and tending to the earth, it is always important that our communities uplift and encourage our youth. An inspiring story regarding youth empowerment comes from the Summer Indigenous Festival, which takes place annually in Ottawa. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, this year's festival partnered with Social Distance Powwow, bringing the festival to a virtual platform and a broader audience. To the surprise of festival goers, a young group of Musqueam boys, known as the Mustangs, beat tough competition and made it to the final rounds, only to place second to the Cree Confederation. Each member of the Mustangs is under the age of 12. It is wonderful hearing great news of the youth following traditional ways, but in a very modern virtual setting. The Mustangs is definitely a drum group to watch out for. Since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, AICH has been bringing you diverse programming to you at the safety and the comfort of your home. One of our beloved programs, Fit Native TV, is back. Hosted and taught by our AICH staff, Tanis Peranto, Métis Nation of Alberta, we are lucky to have Tanis's fitness expertise. Besides getting workout lessons from Tanis, you can also see her on the Showtime series Billions. The online fitness classes include a circuit style strength and cardio class. Plus, Fit Native TV is hosting Weekend Warrior challenges with fun prizes. Some of the prizes include exercise bands and sportswear bottles. More details to come about this at-home challenge. Join us Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon Eastern Standard Time. You can RSVP to participate on Zoom or watch on the Fit Native TV on Facebook Live. Also, please join us every other Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to attend on Zoom or watch on Facebook Live our Sacred Spaces, Traditional Knowledge and Teachings. Previous guests have been Red Woman Nadima Agard, telling the stories of Double Woman and White Buffalo Calf Maiden. You can subscribe and watch Nadima's episode on AICH YouTube NYC channel. Sacred Spaces is a wonderful way to honor and learn from our elders and is a means to connect generations across Turtle Island. Also, Native Theater Thursday will return next week on Thursday, July the 23rd at 8 p.m. Please join us for an entertaining evening while supporting Native creatives. Last week's play was Quantum, written by Tara Moses, Seminole Nation of Oklahoma, and directed by Jake Hart, Blackfeet and Cherokee. Tara Moses is a director, playwright, artistic director of Teletulsa, and co-founder of Groundwater Arts. As a playwright, her completed works include Sections, Heyo, winner of the 2019 Native Storytellers Contest, Quantum, 2020 finalist for the National Playwrights Conference, Bound, the adaptation of Hamlet, El Principe de Denmark, Don Juan, and Arbeca, development supported by the 2020 Cultural Capital Fellowship with First Peoples Fund. She holds a BA in theater from the University of Tulsa and is expected to attend Brown University / Trinity Rep as an MFA directing candidate in the fall of 2021. Her Twitter / Instagram is @TaraTomahawk. Ivy Johnson was adopted in the fall of 1998 to a Mexican-American mother and an African-American father. Although it's obvious that she's of color, she has never known where she comes from or her racial background. That is, until she sorts through her mail at Thanksgiving. The following weeks come with major discoveries, but they only leave her with more questions. What makes someone Native? A blood quantum mandate demanded by the federal government? Culture, language, and pride? What does it mean when your identity is stripped away from you? Rediscovering culture, reclaiming Indigenous identity, and learning what it means to be a Native woman in contemporary America is the road Ivy must travel, inspired by my maternal grandfather's story. The cast includes, from the top left and across, myself, Jolie Cloutier as Ivy Johnson, Ramon Zaragoza, Madeline Sayet, Beethoven Odin, Annie Hank, Alexi Cruz, Jennifer Babiwash, Dion Olivario, and Emily Price.
Two-Spirit Indigenous Queer Bingo is off this week, but please join us next Friday, July the 24th at 7 p.m. Previous hosts of bingo callers include Land O'Lakes, the one and only Prepahanis, Claudia Haddad, Ty Defoe, and myself, Tony Enos. Every Sunday at noon, the American Indian Community House hosts Sacred Spaces, a place for our community to honor elders through these uncertain times. As a community, we will be claiming time to check in with one another, talk about our journeys, catch up with friends, and share insight and good medicine to strengthen each other's spirit in unity. This event is for AICH community members of all ages and takes place via Zoom only. If you have missed any of our events, all of our live streams are documented and archived on our YouTube channel. If you just go to YouTube and search the American Indian Community House, our channel will come up with, as you can see on your screen, tons and tons of programming options, ranging from some of our amazing storytelling elders to Native Fit TV. You'll see some pretty awesome recipe cook shows with some yummy traditional offerings, and all of our previous weekly update live streams also. So please check it out. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be sure and give our videos a like, a big old thumbs up, and tell us what you would like to see next.
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us this week. We'll see you next week.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us. It is an honor and a pleasure always to be with community. My name is Tony Enos. Feel free to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Tony Enos, TonyEnos. With Jolie again, many blessings. Thank you for being with us today.
Bye.